opportunity to all of us because we are today organized the one day lectures on the topic of the growth model for the Vikas Bharat 2047. My dear participants, you just feel ki what is the Viksit Bharat? I think with the Viksit Bharat means the development of India because we are living in IT age. So the government of India always want and the vision कि how to develop our country on the occasion of the 100th anniversary of the independence. The basically the Viksit Bharat depend on the four pillars. First is one pillar is very important pillar is youth. Second pillar is women. Third pillar is farmers. Or fourth is the garib person. That's called is the poor person. I think this is the four pillar. If we are cover the four pillars in our in community, then I think the our India maybe or we can say that Viksit Bharat 2047. So that's why the main objective of this Bharat 2047 is the primary how to transform the India into developed nations by 2047 through inclusive economic participation for the all citizens. You know, if every citizen of the India participate and support and form the economic, so I think our India or we can say our Bharat definitely makes it in 2047. So I am not talking that much more time because our with us our expert Professor Dr. Mohanlal Agarwal. So thank you very much, sir. You have with the very precious time for our institute and our participants. So thank you very much on the behalf of Rashtriya Group Institution. Heartily welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Dr. Ravis Agrawal, sir, for uh, motivating the words from Rashri.
Thank you, Anush, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Ravish Agrawal, Professor and Head Department of Business Administration, Rashtriya Institute of Management and Technology, Bareilly, UP, India. It is my honor to welcome all of you in this wisdom talk on growth model Viksit Bharat 2047. This session is especially significant as we explore the pathway towards realizing a vibrant, sustainable, and developed India by the year 2047. We are honored to have with us our esteemed speaker, Professor Dr. Mohanlal Agarwal, a distinguished academician and thought leader. Dr. Agarwal is currently the Deputy Academic Dean at the University of West London, UAE, and also serves as the President of the Indo-Gulf Management Association, UAE, India. His extensive experience as a former chair professor at IIM Lucknow, XLRI Jamshedpur, California State University, USA, US Fulbright Fellow, Boston, EFMD Fellow, Paris, British Council Fellow, London, and his role as a TV host make him a beacon of knowledge and vision. And we are truly fortunate to have him to share his annual insight on this important topic. A very warm welcome to Dr. Agarwal. Your vast expertise in management, education, and your forward-thinking vision are bound to inspire all of us as we look at India's growth trajectory in the coming decade. To our esteemed participant, thank you for joining us today. We are excited to have you on the board for this knowledgeable session. This is a great opportunity to gain perspective on how each of us can contribute towards Viksit Bharat and how the growth model can be shaped for the prosperous future. Without further ado, now I invite Professor Dr. Mohanlal Agarwal to share his expertise view on the growth model Viksit Bharat 2047. Thank you. Now, Professor Sir.
Thank you, Professor Agrawal, HOD of Business. Thank you, Dr. Sharma, as the director. You are the people who have made this session possible. Without you two, I wouldn't have also known the type of organization you belong to. The meeting which we had 2 days ago was extremely eye-opening for me, that in a place like Bareilly and nearby, Rashtriya institution is doing wonderful job, wonderful progress, wonderful development for the people around it. And therefore, I am thankful to you that you have made me introduced to your organization, which I am sure will be a wonderful, wonderful addition to the brand name of Bareilly, to the brand name of UP, to the brand name of India. Being away from you physically, this is the best way I'm able to reach out to you. I do hope that you will give me your full attention. You will give me also full engagement in terms of Q&A. If you wish to have any question and if the administration answer approves, then you can do it at that time itself, or else I will definitely build about 15 minutes at the end of this presentation where you will have an opportunity to challenge me to seek more information, explanation, or any kind of information lag which is there in the presentation. Remember that every presentation is only one viewpoint. It is not the whole point. And to that extent, I am also guilty of leaving out many things which you can definitely seek out during the Q&A. I'm grateful, as I said, for this opportunity and to talk about something which we are very excited about, and that is Vikshit Bharat 2047. As Dr. Sharma very beautifully prefaced, that will be the centennial year for our independence, and therefore, why not create something which people are proud of? And perhaps in some way, it will be the circle fulfilled, because in 1947 and before that, much before that, India was a Viksit Bharat. India was a developed country. India was among the top countries in the world. India was the supplier of many essential commodities to the world. It may not have been the supplier of products, but it was definitely the supplier of commodities on which the products were built, on which the products were manufactured, on which the services were thought of. Services were definitely a very, very underdeveloped field at that particular time, 1947, because services became a major, major portion of our economy. Somewhere you could say in 1960s and thereafter. Yeah, up to that particular time, manufacturing, mining, agriculture, they were the major levers of progress. They were the major levers of growth for any country. Therefore, whenever any country was measured, it was measured in the form of tangible items. Tangible items would be the production, would be the agriculture. The intangible aspects, which services, came out only in the 1960s, when you could say that many services like financial services, banking services, insurance services, health services, all these things became a major portion of any country's economy. A reason that by the time people had already gone above the subsistence level, they were not in the poverty level. So whenever, if a country has a major portion of service industry, you can safely assume that this particular country has cleared already the threshold of a poor country. And because the poor country or the subsistence level countries, they always talked about the food, they always talked about the products, manufacturing. So from that point of view, it is. So India wasn't fortunate in terms of services at that particular time, but I'm 100% sure that as we go into our centenary to 2047, services will play a major, major role in making India developed. So Dr. Sharma mentioned what is the meaning of Viksit Bharat. Let me try. Yeah, I don't know why it is not going up or down. Let me try again, because I think there was some difficulty in moving the slides. Are you able to see the change of slides or you are not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Now visually agenda. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
I just want because the previous one was not moving forward. So that's why. So the
Okay.
agenda that we have for the next 60 plus 15 minutes is this. That is, what is the meaning of Viksit Bharat? What is the growth model? What is the role of a strategic management? What is the role of aggressive models? And what is the role of defensive models or defensive walls? These are the five things that I have in my mind for speaking in the next 60 minutes plus 15 minutes earmarked for your Q&A. And if you wish, you can also write your questions in the chat box. That will also be taken into consideration whenever we move forward. So let us take the first, the Viksit Bharat. If we look into the Viksit Bharat, it's a very, very important aspect to know that it is a roadmap. It is what we call strategy or strategic management by the country. And in this particular roadmap, what they are saying is that in 2047, we should be called a developed nation. A developed nation usually has a median per capita income, PCI per capita income of around 10 to $12,000 per person per capita. Now, median income is 10 to 12,000. I'm not taking into account another aspect which is known as a PPP or purchase power parity. Purchase power parity raises the income of a particular country or lowers the income of the country depending upon how much items of very, very strong nature can be bought, like for instance, McDonald, like for instance, Coca-Cola. Usually they have those indices. So therefore, in a simple way, purchase power parity would be that if the McDonald pizza or entry level pizza is available in Dubai for $1, which is almost 85 rupees or 87 rupees, if we take the exchange value of yesterday, so if it is a 87 rupees in Dubai, and if it is available for, let's say, 40 rupees in UAE, in 40 rupees in India, then whatever Indians are earning, you can double it. So if Indians are earning $3,000, then you can take it as $6,000 based on purchase power parity. It is just one example, simple example to explain. So from that point of view, you could say we are not talking here of PPP. We are talking about the absolute income of each and every person, which should be around 10,000 to 12,000. It could also be about 8, 9,000 or 8,500, but usually a 10,000 to 12,000 will be a very, very good figure to say whether you are developed or not. At this moment, if we take into account a simple figure of 3 trillion economy or 3 trillion developed, by India in the last few years and divided by 1.6 or 1.4 or 1.3 or whichever number you want to, then possibly it is coming close to 3,000. It is not exactly 3,000, it is less than 3,000. But still, we can say that this is a good number. Remember that our income or per capita income 20 years ago was just about $500. So $500 to $3,000 or less than $3,000, 5 to 6 times is not a bad growth at all, considering what we have constraints, considering that we are a kind of democratic country, and democratic country has its own challenges. It is not China, where by one executive order many things could be done. Or it is not USA, where one executive order by the president can change the entire world or the face of the world or the face of the issues. So therefore, we are a parliament democracy. And in a parliament democracy, you have to carry many people. And therefore, the growth cannot be pushed as easily, as quickly as we can. Just to give you one example, that yesterday 104 illegal detainees from India to US landed back in Amritsar in an American plane. Now, as soon as they arrived here, you have already seen the people's reaction in the way they are from. So, if they are opposition, they have started talking about the treatment that has been given to them, or that they were handcuffed, or they were this. Other people will say that we should take action against the agents who allured them. And some people will say that they are offenders and they have brought down the image of the country and therefore they should also be punished when they are back. Then why did they do a thing like this? In fact, it is good that America has sent them back at their cost. It is quite possible that they would have said that India should take them back by sending a plane. In other words, India would have spent that much cost. So therefore, there are ways in which any issue can be handled, seen, perceived. So therefore, in a democracy, it is not possible to move with the same speed that perhaps the presidential system can do, or possibly the non-democratic way of China and other countries can do. So I would say here that this is a major, major challenge. We should never give away our democracy, our parliament democracy. Of course, we can improve, but still that particular thing will be a factor to do it. In simple words, we need to be 4 times of what we are now, factoring the population that will be there in 2047. If we take into account at this moment US, then US is around 300 million people. I mean, that's one-fourth of or one-fifth of what we are. And if we take the economy that they have, it is about close to 27, 28 trillion. 20 to 7 will be like 9 times of what we are. So 9 multiplied by 4 is almost like 36 times difference. In other words, that it could be very, very ambitious and we could fall short of our ambition, of our thing. But then that's the beauty of any strategic management. In strategic management, when we move, we always have a plan of action with a long term in view, long term outcomes, and long term concerns. Is this slide visible to you? Strategy, plan of action. Can somebody confirm, please? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Can you see this slide of strategy?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Big
It
plan
is
of
see.
It
Yes,
is
sir.
saying, a plan of action with long term, right?
G. It is
Yeah,
visible, sir.
please keep please keep confirming because I'm not sure whether whether the slides are moving or not. Okay,
Sir,
so
it is
please
visible.
someone can do that very quickly for me. So strategy
Sure,
in
sir.
a very simple way is a plan of action with a long-term outcome and also concern. And anything which is more than
तो क्या हो? अरे हमसे बोला था ना बैठने के लिए ये वो हमारा कैमरा ऑन है हमारा कैमरा ऑफ कर दे स्मेरिका मैम आपका इस माइक ऑन है
sir, can you mute the people by the system?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm doing the same. Yes, sir. Please
Yeah,
continue.
if you can mute everyone by the system and then unmute them at the time of Q&A, it may go a little bit more smoothly so that people can
Sure,
also
sir.
have their private conversation.
Sure, sir. Please.
Thank you. So as you know that in any strategy, the vision is of a longer version, maybe 3 years, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. In this particular case, Modi has given us almost 25 years vision. It is not uncommon because if we look into Dubai, many of you may know that Dubai is a very, very well-known city of UAE or United Arab Emirates. United Arab Emirates began as a country in 1971, the same year when Bangladesh was born. In that particular country, in that particular year, two countries were born, UAE and Bangladesh. Now, these people have started making long-term vision. And as you can see that UAE has now gone already into what they call the developed nation category, while Bangladesh is still poor as it was. What possibly could be the difference? The possibly could be the difference is leadership. Possibly could also be the difference is the leveraging of the resources that you have. UAE also had its resources, oil resources and others. And Bangladesh also has its own resources. But possibly that differentiates is the leadership and the vision and the mission. Both vision and mission is very, very important. So in this particular case, this mission and vision both have become more exciting to each and every Indian because in 2047, we will be sitting in the group of the people who are called developed nations, who are called developed people, who are called developed citizens, which means that we don't have to beg, we don't have to necessarily borrow, we don't have to feel anytime inferior, and we can talk to the people with eye to eye. And where we will be spending money more on the social fabric rather than defense fabric. We will be spending more money on things that make our countrymen feel good, and of course, at the same time, secure the border or secure the defense of the country. So strategy has several components. The first is vision, the second is mission, and the third, of course, is the avenue that you are taking, the approach which you are taking. A very, very quick difference between vision and mission. Vision is like a dream. It makes you excited. It makes you feel excited. It makes you feel enthused, and it makes you see things in a wonderful way. Mission is that part of vision which is connecting you to the society. So any vision that is not in the interest of the society is just a very, very deplorable vision, and nobody will take that. Let me give you an example. Uh, Yesterday, you may have heard something very, very earth-shaking from President, Trump, in which he said that we will take over Gaza. Now, that is a vision he has of what he called Gaza Riviera or Gaza wonderful place and all that. But it is not getting any buy-in from any country in the world. The world is rejecting that, which means that vision possibly will remain either the ambition of one person or one country, but it will not become a mission of people. Even in US, people are opposing it, which means that the vision and mission has a very, very clear difference. Many people don't know or don't seem to know it or realize it. Vision is showing you the things that could be in future. Mission is showing you the social defense, the social rationalization of that particular vision. If the society does not have a buy-in in that, then it is definitely a problem. This. Let me give you a little bit micro example. And that micro example could be of Adanis. Adanis are growing leaps and bounds every year from one quarter to another to another to another. His vision is to become whatever he wants to become. Maybe third rich person, maybe second rich person, or who knows, maybe first rich person. We don't know the future. So that will be that, that his business is among the best or the biggest. That is vision. But is that a mission also? Possibly it may not be if that particular growth is not a socially profitable growth. Socially profitable growth would be that. So that is why if you go back to, Adani's, they never say growth. They always say growth that is good, a growth or good growth. So good growth means that the growth which is also in the interest of the society or the country. So keep always in mind vision, no doubt, and vision, but also keep in mind what is the social outcome of that, what is the community outcome of that. Then only it will become a mission. And that is why if you see that the people who made changes, like for instance, whether it is Vivekananda or whether it is Ramakrishna Paramhans or Mahatma Gandhi or any of those people, they created a vision and they also created a mission. Why? Because the vision and mission had connection between them. So this is the point I'm trying to make here also. That for Vikshit Bharat, it is a vision at this moment, but it will perhaps become a mission if everyone has a buy-in in it, in which probably the poorest or the lowest income people also get the benefit out of it. If this particular thing is restricted only to some sections of the society, possibly it will remain a vision, but it will not become a mission. And when a thing which is not a mission, then it is not carried by everyone. So that is why beautiful part for every leader is to convert that vision into mission. And mission is for everyone. Vision could be for that particular person or that particular entrepreneur. So I just wanted to make this particular thing, and I hope that this particular distinction is also kept by Rashtriya institutes, that if they have a vision, then that particular vision must be deeply, visibly, verifiably connected with mission. That particular mission which is shared by the people, that particular mission which is shared by the people who are working, by the stakeholders, by the students, by the society, by government, everyone is a part of that thing because they are the stakeholders in that particular situation. So getting the stakeholders on board is a part of converting vision into mission, or mission does that. In any case, I didn't want to take an introduction class on the strategy. Since I have mentioned growth model, then the growth model includes that strategy. That's why I wanted to talk about it. Okay, let's now go to the next strategy. As far as the growth is concerned, growth is always pursued by the captains of the industry. Remember that in our country, we have got 3 or 4 sectors which are engineering, which are pushing, and which are shaping the growth of this country. The first, and which will always be first at this particular moment, is public sector units, PSUs, or public sector enterprises. Whether they are in defense, whether they are in steel, whether they are in that, they are still good. In fact, in some sectors, they are the masters of the growth. Like for instance, defense sector. Like for instance, infrastructure sector. Like for instance, banking and finance. Insurance now will not be a part of it because in the recent budget of 2025, now 100% investment has been allowed in the insurance companies. So therefore, you will see soon either the decline of companies like GIC, or companies which are doing some other insurance like general insurance or many others. I don't want to name names, but I'm sure that you will see a substantial difference in the working, in the ownership pattern, and therefore the growth will change. So as a result, still this is the driver number one as far as growth of India is concerned. The second growth lever is the private sector. Fortunately, private sector has come up very aggressively, extremely aggressively. They have come out, the houses of Tatas, the houses of Birlas, the house of course, Ambani's, Adani's, Bajaj Group. I think you can keep on naming groups and groups and groups. It is absolutely phenomenal the way private sector has taken up, or Mahindra's. They all believe in the vision and mission of this country. And therefore, they are bringing a lot more things into it. So they can have 2 sets of strategies to grow. The first strategy is, or set of strategy, is called aggressive strategy. Aggressive strategy is that particular marketing strategy where you are trying to. Admin, can you please mute them? Those who are admin, can you please see that others are not unmute?
Muted,
Can
sir.
somebody
Muted,
please?
sir. Muted,
Yeah,
sir.
I think there was some noise coming up from some source.
Yeah. Please continue, sir.
Yeah, and are you able to see this slide? Aggressive
Yeah.
strategy.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
thank you. So this aggressive strategy has 2 tools with it. The first one is get more. Either get more companies, get more customers, get more sectors. All those things are coming up. In other words, here the goal is to go where you have not gone before. So virgin sectors, maybe rural India, maybe sub-rural India, maybe so many things that one can do. Those sectors which were not served by you are becoming the part of that. Tata's did that. Tata's created not only the hotel industry like the Taj, but they also created big brands for the low income people. In other words, they were trying to get more. And therefore, more and more people were coming into it. Similarly, you are seeing now a very, very good premiumization of Indian Railways, that where high fare trains are coming up more and more in the name of creating more and more value for the paying customers, which is not bad at all, because this is becoming a very, very good alternative to flying. So therefore, to that extent, that all those Vande Bharat or sleeping Vande Bharat or overnight Vande Bharat or trains like that, it is a way of getting more customers. The customers who had gone away from you because you were not providing the kind of value model that they needed, the customers they needed. So there is a very, very clear, you could say, idea that such people must be put in your plan. They should be there either on the higher side or on the lower side. You have already seen that in the case of Titan, they are moving more and more into premium watches. Those premium watches are coming from Switzerland, coming from Germany, from many other big nations where 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakhs, 50 lakhs watches are also being bought. Why should a person buy such watches in premium category in very, very important value of the foreign exchange? They should get it in India. If they have money, if they have the clear money, then yes, we should have those products itself. Why should people go and buy in big things in Dubai or in Singapore or any other places? They should be available in India. And that is why you have seen many, many companies have gone into premiumization. Starbucks is another example. High, I would say, price malls in Mumbai, in Bangalore, in Lucknow, many places. It is a very, very important thing. So they are catering to the people who have money and who are willing to spend money. The only thing they are doing is that they are kind of helping country in terms of big revenue tickets, and they are they need not go to the places there. An excellent example is also by Modi, where he said that a wed in India. Why are you wedding or in Italy or in Switzerland or in some other countries? Why not do it in India? And I think that's a very, very sensible thing, because you are getting more customers of that variety who would have spent very expensive value there. Now, get more doesn't mean that you are going to get the premium customers. You can also get low value customers. In other words, you are seeing many, many of the items in simple, small packs like Haldiram, like Bikaji, 5 rupees kind of packs, which are available to anyone. 5 rupees? What? Just a simple 5 rupees, and you are getting namkeen anywhere else. I think this is an excellent idea of what is known as get more. So you are fertilizing the areas which were perhaps not fertilized or farmed before. You are going into what is known as virgin areas. Uh, you have already seen a fantastic thing in terms of telecom, in terms of data services. So they are doing everything what is known as get more. The second is win more. Win more is slightly different from get more. In get more, you are breaking a fresh ground. In win more, you are competing against competitors and taking it from the competitors. Now, which means that you are not creating any new capacity. You are only merging the capacity that others have into you. An excellent example has been telecom industry in this country. Another excellent example today is the cement industry. Suddenly, we are seeing that only two players are the big players in India, whether it is Adani or whether it is Birla. And both of them are vying with each other in order to take other cement plants, either from the group companies or from other companies, and as a result, they are consolidating. And remember this, that in any industry, when you are winning more, you have to pay price, higher price. Like, for instance, many of you do not even know that when the Adanis were trying to get both ACC and others, they paid an unheard amount of $10 billion. And Birla at that time, he said, "Oh God, I cannot compete at that particular level." He was willing to pay no more than 8 billion, while Gautam Adani paid 10 billion, and he got both of them. And both of them are now turning around. Both of them are making more profit. Cement industry in Adani Group is making very good profit. Similarly, if you see the companies which Birlas have taken, they are also turning around. They are also making money, but they did it as a result of competitive bids. A very recent example of that is India Cements in Chennai. Again, that was won by Birlas after a very big kind of thing. You will see it in banking also very soon. You will see that many banks will disappear. They will be taken over by others. For instance, who knows that Yes Bank could also be closed and merged into any other bank? Who knows the same could happen in IndusInd Bank? ICICI has become a big hungry bank for other banks. Why? Because they are not seeing anywhere any kind of organic growth. So they are looking for inorganic growth. And remember, inorganic growth has its own benefits as well as, but cost is more. A very good example of that high cost get aggressive strategy is, I'm sorry to say, our own Air India. I'm very pessimistic about it. By having two companies merged into it and funding it through the TCS money, Air India is not making any money. And there is no plan at this particular moment that how Air India will make money. Everybody talks about a very big time about Jhunjhunwala, that how much he made money, big time days. The Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, he's the big bull, he's the Warren Buffet. So many accolades were given to him. Now look at what he has done. He created an airline called Akasha Airline, and this particular company hasn't made a single quarter of profit. And when it was introduced, I had myself publicly given an article to say that it's a bad move. It is only feeding to what is known as your hubris, your self-arrogance. That, oh, I can do this, I can do that, therefore why not? In any case, win more is also a good idea, especially when it goes from not so great hands to good hands. Not so good hands to great hands. Who can do the things better than you have been doing? And yes, many companies have done that. Like Blinkit has been, bought by this Zomato. So to that extent, you can say here that win more is an aggressive strategy, but still it is providing the growth that is required for the country towards the value creation, towards the wealth creation. Let's take the second strategy. I hope you are able to see this slide, defensive strategy. Can anybody confirm it, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fine, sir.
You can see it is written keep
Yes.
more and drill more. Okay. Now, defensive strategy, on the other hand, is low cost strategy compared to aggressive strategy. Compared to aggressive strategy, it doesn't add much, but it keeps what you have. So therefore, in this particular case, most of the companies spend money on customer loyalty programs, on those programs which are important for them, customers for them. They keep their customers one way or the other. Loyalty programs, feedback programs, help programs, upgrade programs, so many things that they do. And they do anything that is possible ethically as well as legally and of course commercially to keep a customer. They do make an effort to keep a customer. If they know that customer is going, they try to win the customer back. They try to keep that customer back. So keep more. Keep more means that if a company is able to keep its customers from 70% to 75% of its customers, then its profitability grows by 20 to 25%. In other words, there is a geometric effect. Geometric effect is that when you have more customers with you from the past, then your cost of doing the business is lower. Just to give you one example of yesterday, Zomato's rival Swiggy has added more revenue in this quarter. Quarter means third quarter of this year. And it has widened its losses. In other words, you're selling more and you are losing more. This is the problem of the aggressive strategy. This is the bane, this is the constraint of an aggressive strategy. And where defensive strategy makes more money. So here, instead of trying to get new customers, that I'm not saying that you shouldn't get, you should. But your focus is more on keeping the customers that you have rather than gaining customers new. Like for instance, let me give an example. I consider it totally stupid for any bank to say that the new FD customers will be given 0.5% more, while the existing FD customers will keep the same money. What the hell is that? This is so stupid. Which means that you are punishing the people you have and you are promoting the people you don't have. How bad it is that for a new customer, a company gives a promotion, but it doesn't give a promotion to a person who is buying fourth or fifth time. For a very long time, I was a marketing consultant to TC to this LIC, Life Insurance Corporation at the headquarters. And many senior executives will sit in my class, in my office, as well as in Accelerate and IIM. And I was very, very upset that they gave the policy premium or determined the policy premium irrespective of whether it is your fourth policy or first policy. Why? Because if there are two people who are in the same age range, the first one is getting also the policy at the same rate as the second one. Why? Because both of them are in the same age range, in the same category of risk and others. Stupid idea. How are you not taking care of the people who are buying your fourth policy and all that? And with lots of efforts, then they came up with what they called loyalty bonus. Now that loyalty bonus was the people who stayed with you for a long time. Still, it is not the way they say, Dr. Mohan, it violates the rules of so many, insurance related things and all that. I said, no, it doesn't. It is related only to your company. And if you don't make the change, who will make? So that's the thing I'm trying to say. There are certain banks, however, if they are seeing that you already have an account and you're opening a second account, then they give you benefit. A savings account and then going into FD account, very good. We'll give you the benefit of that. From first FD to second to third, very good. We'll give you higher interest. Not all of them do. I don't know why. A simple thing they don't understand, that a customer who has been with you, when he buys more from you, costs less than a customer who has not been your customer so far and buying things from you first time. So these are the things which were, kind of, very, I could not understand that why this part of thing is going on. Still, this is something that Xerox does it. Xerox company does it. Many American companies do it in terms of keep more. They spend money on keeping the customer. In India, this particular thing is still less favored and still out of favor for some companies. They say, अगर ये कस्टमर नहीं मिलेगा तो दूसरा मिलेगा, दूसरा नहीं मिलेगा तो तीसरा मिलेगा, भाड़ में जाइए. Oh God, what a stupid idea. But anyway, this kind of thing happens. The second thing there is drill more. Gilmore says that you should never look into what is known as profit per person. Sorry, profit per transaction. You should look into profit per person. In other words, they are saying do not look at the market share, but please look into wallet share. Wallet is the spending capacity, spending willingness of a particular customer. Now, if that particular person is willing to spend 80% of its wallet on you, you are an excellent defensive marketer, which means you are able to satisfy the customer, which means you are able to satisfy the customer for a long time, which means you are working for the customer. Now imagine that Rashtriya group of institutions have this kind of policy, and where brother, sister, friend, referral, all of them from the current customers are being rewarded, as well as the person who referred is rewarded, and that particular thing is institutionalized, then I think you will have very, very good admission without having to spend that much as others are doing. You need to take into account your satisfied customers as your salesmen, as your referral points for others in this particular. So therefore, in drill, we are looking into the lifetime value of the customer rather than transactional value of the customer. An excellent example of that is McDonald's or Coca-Cola or many of these companies. What they are doing, they are calculating how much is a person worth during the useful lifetime, and then accordingly they reward that particular customer. So even when the $2 burger customer is lost, they feel bad about it. Why? Because the lifetime value of that particular customer, if that person doesn't come back to you, you have not lost $2. You have lost perhaps $20,000, $30,000, because that was the revenue potential of that particular customer for the whole year. So drilling more means try to see what more can I sell to the same customer. So a good example for Rashi industries would be, or institutions would be, offering new programs on the current programs, value added programs. A very, very good example possibly could be that if you have an MBA program, if you have a BBA program, if your students are there, have some skill-based program on the top of it, market it. And as a result, not only your students will be better, they will also be sharpened, but you will also have more, perhaps gratitude, more money, and things like that. And all of them will become your very useful alumni who pays money back to the institutions. It's one of the tragedies that in private sector institutions, people don't give back money to the institution they graduated from or they passed from. It's a tragedy. Well, on the other hand, if you see the institutions outside India, like US, like Harvard, like MIT, like many, there, as soon as the student passes out, they're also by their private institutions. As soon as he passes out, as soon as he or she is able to make money, they donate it back to the institution. Those who do not know, the fund of Harvard is about $35 billion. Now, this fund of $35 billion, if it is earning 10% as an income in the stock exchange, then they're getting $3.5 billion. $3.5 billion are used to fund the research of the faculty associates, of the research associates, of anyone who is asking money for writing a case or writing a project or going to the industry. Why? Because each and every case, each and every project, each and everything, then they publish it back and price it and market it to the market. In other words, they are creating new products, whether it is case research center, whether it is project research center, or whatever. And that is why I think this idea of promoting some of your people into startups and all within your organization, or something of that sort is a great idea. I don't mind if the Rashtriya Group money has money and this particular money is allocated to these people in their startup ideas as taking equity in it. Maybe 20%, maybe 30. Why, Shark program is on TV? Why not here? And I did it also myself in one major business school in NCR. I don't want to name it because that will be violating the privacy. That when I was teaching there after perhaps one program course of 20, 30 sessions, I came out and I heard that they are doing this stock market game. And you and I both know stock market game is played through funny money, means there is no real money. It's like on the computer. I said, no, it's okay. Give me the best of 5 people, those who are under, and I will myself give 2 lakhs rupees to each of them. And I will give them 6 months. And I told them, here is the 2 lakhs rupees from me to you. Make play in the stock market. Whatever you make money in the stock market, 80% is yours, 20% is mine. And I will not ask you where you are investing or whatever. No. And whatever is the loss, I will take the loss. I will take the loss. And I did not ask college to take the loss. I said, no, Dr. Mohan Agarwal will take the loss. And I took it. And can you believe that I funded somewhere around 15 or 20 lakhs rupees during 6 months to these students. And all my money came back to me with some addition to it. Now that's the point I'm trying to make. Have faith in your students. Develop them to the level where you can have faith in them. Develop them to a level where they can become co-producer rather just receiver of your information. That's the thing that I'm trying to say. Drill more. Anyway, so that was defensive strategy. The next or perhaps the last thing that I want to talk is taking the help from another. How much time do I have, sir? Sir? Anybody?
कितना time? Please continue.
Please continue.
How
There
much
is, sir.
time?
Sir,
Huh?
please continue, sir. No issues, sir.
No,
Please
for how
continue.
long? For how long?
20 minutes?
15 minutes?
Yeah, fair enough, sir. Fair enough.
15 minutes
Then
is
we'll
good.
have the question session. Huh? Yeah, quick question
Then we will
session.
have question hour. Huh?
Yeah. Quick question answer
Okay,
session.
okay. So
Yeah.
15 minutes. Wonderful. So here it is one of the most celebrated growth strategists of our times, and Sof. He gave us this kind of framework, which is very, very good for us towards that Vikshit Bharat. He says that there are low risk strategies and there are medium risk strategies and there are high risk strategies. So what is the low risk strategy? The low risk strategy is what he called is selling more to the same person, which is called market penetration. So therefore, if let us say I'm buying 20 rupees worth fruit in 1 week, I should buy 40 rupees fruit worth week. If I'm buying, let's say, pulses of a particular X amount, then I should have X 0.5 in that. Why? Because that product is good for me. That particular product is going to improve my health. I don't even mind that if I go to a hospital, instead of getting, checks because I have a problem, I should have a full body checkup on every birthday of my mother, of my sister, of my father or brother, anyone. Why shouldn't I give him the gift of full body checkup just in that particular hospital? Only for the purpose of knowing everything is fine. Why can't we take what is known as early examinations of breast cancer? Why can't we take our women in the family to go and take it there? Now that is what I meant in terms of penetration. Selling products to the same customer more and more. Instead of seeing it as a problem, see it as an opportunity. That at least I know what nothing is wrong with me, or this is wrong with me, and this is what I need to do. So that is market penetration. In market penetration, we try to sell the same variations of that to the customer. So, like in terms of tea drinkers, right? They have done what they call product development. So, what is product development? Product innovation. Like for instance, some of you will be knowing that how shampoo market in India, individual shampoo market in India, was absolutely revolutionized. How? Because they brought 1 rupee sachet. If you see pan masala people, they made money because of product innovation. Those of you who know the rich tobacco-based companies and all, they make money because product innovation, even just a little elaichi. I don't want to go into the tobacco, full tobacco things because Baba Chap and all that. That for me is a little different thing. I don't want to talk about it because those products are not healthy products. I'm talking about only healthy products. So healthy products to keep you clean, to keep you hygienically clean, to all those things. Yeah, go for product development. Like cooking oil, like various types of cooking oil have been developed, which are not fatty. Even I would say that why not? I even give a wonderful, clap to Saffola. That how did they do product development? Different things they brought in to the same customer. Different things they brought in, to different way. Whether it is atta, whether it is salt, whether it is something else. If they are having the same property, if they are misleading, I have a problem. But if they are doing the thing right, I do applaud them. The same way that I will applaud any day Rashi institutions if they bring in one more new college, of new things. Like for instance, suppose tomorrow, if these people agree with me and if I get the opportunity to be with them, I will be extremely happy to come to Bareilly and talk to your owners and promoters and say that, sir, please create an AI college. Totally AI college. In other words, detach it
Thank
from
you, sir.
engineering.
Most welcome.
So that is the thing I'm trying to say, that that if they accept me or my ideas, it will be my pleasure to come there and talk about various product development. It will be fantastic. There is the only single university of AI university in Mumbai, of which I'm part of it. For a number of years, I go there and teach. They are doing extremely well. Why? Because they position themselves as AI University of India. Why not consider something like this in the Rashri, when you have money, when you have great promoters, and when you are doing so well? So that is the thing I would say. You have bigger, rather ambition, bigger mission, bigger than perhaps your Bareilly Royal University, to which I also had been once. But this is the thing I would like you to do in a bigger way in every way. The third thing that he says is market extension. If you look at the budget of this year, 2025, well, this is exactly what Nirmala Sitharaman did. She said, let us try to increase consumption. Consumption across the people range. That is how these 12 lakhs have been announced. So more people have more money, therefore they will have to spend more money. Market extension. Why it should be a particular thing only for this? Still in India, the adult market is outside the reach of the educational institutions. The adult market means I'm talking about 35 plus. I'm talking about 40 plus. Why is not there some kind of an executive program, an executive education, or or college for experienced people, or college for adult people? That will be a fantastic idea in terms of market extension. Lot many people will come. You will also have very mature people into your colleges, into your university. They will bring in their experience, they will bring in their opportunities, and that opportunities can be transferred to your young students where they are. The whole IIMs in India is funded by MBA executive program. They are not funded, they are not making too much money from the 2-year MBA program, PGDM program. They are making money in executive programs, 1 year, 1.5 years, and they are able to get there. They are making money through FPM, Fellow Management Program, which is not making money, I'm sorry, but the other one, FDP, Faculty Development Programs. So when I was in IIM and when I started this Noida campus along with my legendary director, Dr. Pritam Singh, then yes, our goal was about this only, that more executive education, more executive development programs, more FDP, like that, so that we make more money to fund the Lucknow campus rather than Lucknow campus funding the Noida campus. It is the same way in IIMs everywhere. My good friend, who is the director of IIM, Kozhikode, is doing exactly that. Another, my student, who is the director of IIM Amritsar, he is doing the same. So I see a major opportunity for you, for other businesses to go for market extension. Those who do it, they obviously, yes, it will require a little bit of patience and little bit of time. Final thing is diversification. I'm always in favor of related diversification. Related diversification means that you are gaining more businesses in the expertise you have. And it is not that you have whatever you have, you can gain also. You can acquire that expertise also, like what Reliance is doing, Ambani's. They didn't have this consumer market capacity, capability, expertise, but they developed over a period of time by acquiring businesses, by acquiring very experienced people to work for them, by acquiring a very competent board of directors. And as a result, they are able to go into this FMCG market where his daughter is doing so well. And remember that while they are in that particular thing, they are also closing down markets, stores. If they're opening, they're also closing down. Why? Because that is exactly the idea of any wisdom or any experience. That you do not carry dead horses with you, you create race course horses. And if they are not race course horse, well, a burial must be given to them without any hesitation. You should close that particular business. Why carry it? So diversification simply means taking and closing, making and closing through what we call MAR, merger, acquisition, restructuring. MAR, merger, acquisitions, restructuring. All these three things do. This is exactly what is being done. I'm sorry to say this in US. The Department of Government Efficiency is towards this only, diversification. Now, obviously, many people hate him, his agenda, and he doesn't come out right to many people. But government efficiency is a major concern for any government. A bloated government, oh God, you have to pay so much salary to them. And if you cannot take into account the value that they are creating, the bureaucracy that they are creating, then I think they must go. Please look into the budget of India in 2025. Substantial amount is for the salaries of the people. A substantial amount. Why? Why government is needed so much? When private sector is doing so well, why not deregulate as many things as you can? Why you have to have a steel ministry or department or coal department when, well, there is a foreign coal coming up, when collieries and others are being done, each and every point of control becomes a point of corruption. Who said that? J.R.D. Tata. So remove the points of control, remove the corruption. That is exactly. I'm not saying that make it free. I'm only saying progressively debureaucratize it. I still do not know why in India there are two methods of income tax, old regime and new regime. What an unwise idea. What are you getting as a result of that? Instead of this, you could make one. Unnecessary CAs, then C assistants, then fakes, and then this and that. They are calculating your cost, making it a mistake. Later on, you get it a tax demand. Notice. Why don't make it simple? Why not create just one? Thank you very much. What is old? Is it like some kind of demonetization? So let's not do something which is not adding value. And that is exactly my plan. When I was in the Reserve Bank of India in Mumbai office, and Dr. Manmohan Singh was my boss at that time, I'm talking about in my previous life in 1984, 85. And I used to write reports about banking system. Believe me, very few people read them. But because we had to make those reports, we made those reports. And that was one of the frustrations. I thought, you know what, let me get out of this. And I left and came to acceleratorship. So friends, with this I stop, and I believe that we can reach our Vikshit Bharat vision of 2047 if we have a strategic mindset. This is the only takeaway that I'm giving. And whatever strategies I have told you, they are just the one tool. There are several others in the market. And therefore, use them also, not at all a problem. But this is just one pathway that I wanted to share. Once again, thank the audience and thank the management of Rajshree. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful insight. And we have some quick questions in the chat box, which I will share you one by one. So I think
Please.
in a nutshell, we can be, to help to
My
them.
pleasure, sir.
So,
Thank
sir,
you,
first of all, I would
Alisa.
like,
I'm thankful to you, Alisa, because you were the person who perhaps pushed the relationship further, right? You were the person
exactly,
with
sir.
whom I was
He'll be
in touch
joining us
first.
in a moment. He'll be
Oh,
joining us in a
okay,
moment,
okay. All right.
sir.
Go ahead.
Sir, first of all, you talked about these strategies, and you make a proper, partition among these different strategies. That was very much, helpful to us, and we'll ponder upon these points like get more, win more, keep more, drill more. These 4 points are very important. They can, lead us to the success of 47. And now, regarding the questions, there are quick questions which some of the students and participants and dignitaries have put up. The first one is, how would India look like in 2047? What could be the imagination, how
In
it's
terms of
looking?
what? In terms of
In
anything or
terms
in
of, let
general?
us say, infrastructure, the people, and the industries coming up, or it would be more into a digital era, like this means what I could get from
Yes,
the question.
definitely 2047 Indian will be digitally smart. He will be
Sir,
wise in terms of money. He will be
right.
well educated. He will be very caring person of the community and the environment as
That's very
we have
important.
been, right? And these people will have a lot more wisdom than we had at their age. So I'm absolutely, positive about them. The way they are moving, the way they are conducting themselves, I think I marvel at them. So
Right.
yes, this is what I would say.
That's fair enough, sir. Then next question is, what could be the real challenge to achieve this Viksit Bharat 2047?
Political constraint.
Uh-huh.
Political constraint is the only
Very
constraint that
important.
I see.
Sir,
Leadership constraint will be the only constraint that I see.
right.
Because what happens that for this particular dream that we have to have every year 7% to 8% growth. And we will have to create big companies in India, mega companies in India that we had in Japan. We will have to
Sir.
create a lot more startups than America
Ah.
had. In
Mhm.
other words, for startups, I will look at America. For big houses, I will look at South Korea and Japan. They are also having, this kind of model of family businesses, and they are doing very well. So therefore, seeing these particular businesses as enemies of the country, like what some of our stupid politicians keep saying, that ye chor hai, wo chor hai. Well, I think that fellow has nothing to contribute, and therefore
We get
he's,
you, sir.
just going in a very big, bad path.
So what I feel, if there
He,
are new
yeah, he's
reforms,
kind
things
of,
will be
he's
better.
kind of frustrated. He's kind of frustrated that he cannot come back to power in the new dispensation. So keep saying everything bad.
Sir, another question, a quick question again. Will this 2047 help in the poverty and unemployment of people?
That's an
Is this
excellent
factor?
question. That's an excellent question, sir, that has been asked. In the model of Vikshit Bharat, the unemployment rate is always very low. Very low means under 4 or 5%. And the
Okay.
skilled employment is zero. Skilled
Mhm.
environment is zero. In this particular model, there is no gender difference between male and female. In this
Sure.
particular model, there is no difference between rural, urban, semi-urban. Everyone becomes ready for the purpose of, this kind of thing. So it is inclusive rate of unemployment. Those who are not working, they are not working because of the either choice that they have, or because there is still some mismatch between them and the current level of skills that they need. So this is how
Right.
I see it as employment. I have no difficulty in that.
Fair enough.
As far as
Fair enough.
poverty is
Sir,
concerned, poverty will always be there. As many people do not know that there is a very huge amount of poor people in the US, especially in the New York area or Los Angeles area or many of those things. But those
mhm,
particular people are minuscule, number one. Number two, many of them are, sorry to say this, poor by choice, not
poor by choice.
necessarily
Yeah.
poor by force, but poor by choice. They have
Choice.
become lazy, they have become unskilled, they feel that this particular thing will become like in India also. Many of the
Mhm.
beggars are beggars by choice. They are not beggars because they are forced to. I'm not at all thinking, but like for instance, in many parts of India where I have been, I have seen the people working very hard at a very low level of income, and instead of
Correct, sir.
begging, they are
Correct.
becoming very so yes, that is the thing I would say.
Another question is, sir, the world rank of India could be approximately currently.
See, at this particular moment, we are seen as a fourth economy, fourth or
Okay.
fifth, let's say among the top five, just to be, fair to others. But at that particular time, possibly we will be either two or three. Two,
Okay, sir.
because
Another
US will
quick question.
continue to be there, China will be better than us, and
Uh-huh.
as far as we are concerned, we will be either two or three. Definitely among
Oh,
the top three countries or
that's
economies.
good. Then some clarification on the organic growth some of our participants
G,
require,
G.
sir.
See, the organic growth is, let me put it this way, a very simple example I'll give. That Rashtriya institutions, starts a business school, new. It will have to buy a land, it will have to get the accreditation, it will have to,
Right.
go for building, it will have to look for students. In other words, we are talking about 2 to 3 years, all right,
Oh,
and money also. But suppose Rashtriya institution buys a business school which is already there in the market, but turns it around, puts it
I
into,
see.
then that will be inorganic growth. They will pay money, no doubt, higher in the second case. Then they will put
Yeah,
money in the first, but then their return on investment will be higher in the second, then return on investment in the first. As
I
far
see.
as
Okay.
real estate prices are concerned, they will increase in both. In fact, they will become
Correct.
immediately. There are many hospitals, the moment they change the hands from this to Max or to Apollo or to, their value became twice or three times. Because
Mhm.
many people came and like I was a part of one hospital which was changing its hands from itself. Agarwal said they were from there to Max. They said, Dr. Mohan, how much should be the price we should ask? They said, how much you had paid? They said 200 crores. I said, ask for 500 crores. And they got 500 crores. And
Sir,
and
another
and,
quick
and the
question.
company and Max Hospital did not even bat an eyelid. They said that, yeah, 500 is fine. And they made money in 2, 3 years because they changed from some cross hospital to Max overnight. That is the meaning
Oh,
I'm saying, growth,
organic.
organic
Yes.
and inorganic.
Okay, sir. Now, is there any impact of the religious beliefs on the growth of the country? Will this
I
also
think
impact?
what is happening here is that the religion is going perhaps into the area what is known as faith. An example
Mm,
is Kumbh Mela. I myself went there from here to
mm.
be on Kumbh Day 2 days before, that stampede and other things,
Right,
and
right.
walked 8 or 9 kilometers. And I saw many people who were not necessarily from Hindus. They were in Christianity or some other countries,
Mhm. Yeah,
They were coming here as some kind of a faith. In
yeah,
1940, in 2047, I believe Indians will be more faith oriented, trust
correct.
oriented than possibly a. Education makes the biggest difference. Poverty
Of course.
alleviation makes the second difference. The employment makes the third difference. When all these things are available to a person, education, business opportunity, employment opportunity, then why not? Yes.
Sir, another quick question. What's going to be the AI impact in Viksit Bharat? It's going to be
Believe
a
me,
major.
sir, I am the last person to be asked this, but I only have a general comment to make that in
Please.
everything, AI will take place or will make a difference. I'll just give you two examples. There are two retail stores in Dubai who have used AI as a part of their selling. What is the thing that they have done? What is known as virtual try-on. Virtual try-on means with the help of AI, the cloth that you are seeing, you can put it on and you are not touching the
Yeah,
product
yeah,
itself. So that is
yeah.
virtual try-on. And how will you
Mhm.
look and this and that and everything. Their income is growing. The second is in terms of selection of a product. What happens that AI immediately tells that what is the socio-economic income and spending prices of Dr. Mohan. So I don't have to tell them that I want this. AI tells them that Dr. Mohan is of this income variety, of these kind of things that he likes, these are the things that he has, and therefore these are the things, ideas by which you can sell it to them. This selling becomes much easier when you speak my language. When you speak to me, when you are saying things which I am unable to say out of my own hesitation as a customer. But when as a salesman you have understood that I don't know, I mean, why do I have to tell कि सर थोड़ा lower price में दिखाइए? Or yeah,
Right.
why should I tell the person कि नहीं नहीं थोड़ा से आगे प्राइस का दिखाइए, थोड़ा और प्रीमियम प्रोडक्ट दिखाइए. दोनों चीजें मेरे लिए एम्बैरसिंग है. कहना कि भाई
Mhm.
मेरे को छोटी
Exactly.
प्राइस का दिखाओ, मेरा बजट कम है, या भाई साहब मेरा बजट बहुत ऊंचा है, या आप दिखा रहे हो मेरे लायक नहीं है. दोनों चीजें एम्बैरसिंग है. एआई विल टेक केयर ऑफ इट.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you once again. Sir, one more quick question. Viksit Bharat strategies, are they used in excessive, population, yani population explosion?
Last
And
part again.
are we going to control the population explosion during this journey of
Oh,
Viksit
because
Bharat?
of this AI. That's a
Maybe,
question
sir.
I had never heard before in my life. I hope so. I hope so. Because, people will become a lot more responsible, a lot more wise, lot more, understanding that they have a responsibility
Yeah.
only not for them, but for their own whole family. Correct.
Yeah.
And
Yes, sir.
when the competition will be there, I think parenting will become much, much more planned. rather
Planned.
than unplanned parent. So parenthood will
Thank
become wiser, more educated, and much, much more responsive to the market.
So then another question is how is IGMA catering the marketplace startups in global expansion?
That's a question, almost which allows me to make self sales promotion. No, I will not do that.
Fair enough.
As far as Indo-Gulf Management Association is concerned, it is a non-profit body which was set up in 2008 in UAE. It has got about
Mhm.
1,600 members, both academic as well as industry. We did something which nobody did in India during the COVID period, and that is every month we held virtual conference in different parts of the world, where the people could present papers and they would be evaluated in US, in Japan, in
Right.
Germany, in Australia, in Singapore, and one day whole virtual conference was held. So that was one thing. Second, we are
Mhm.
also helping the organizations in terms of getting internships for them. We do not
Right.
charge anything for that. It is like our social contribution. But biggest thing that we do is that we try to invite students to come to Dubai, to Singapore for a week or 10 days for
Mhm.
what we call global immersion program. And in that global immersion program, it is a self-financed program by the students. If the university is paying, well and good, students will love it. But usually it is paid by most organizations. But other organizations like MIT and IMT and all, they are paying it as a part of the program, in which the students will be here for 6 days. They will see each and everything that they are seeing in Dubai and other places, but we will arrange for them to hear experts about the Dubai economy. We will also take them to Dubai economic institutions, both government and
Definitely.
private.
Definitely
This is
will
the
pass
second
on
thing
this
that we do.
message.
Yeah. And the
Definitely,
third we
sir.
do is that along with you miss you, we can even do some workshops or some kind of case competition or some kind of
We'd love to, sir.
seminars,
We would
right?
definitely love.
And where
Yes.
where we try to. This is the whole thing. And fourth, of course, is that we can sign an MOU. If that
Hmm.
particular thing happens, then probably it will open a lot more opportunities. I can come
Fair.
there and teach a course, by
Fair.
on startup marketing or something.
Right. Sir, then last question, I think, because of the time constraint. See, Indian citizen per capita income a roadmap is. Do we have some kind of a roadmap for this? Indian citizen
Income.
per, per capita income for the next 10 years. This is a question in
See,
the chat
if
box.
suppose, no, I think I'm just, if suppose we grow by 6% as an example for the
Okay.
next 10
Okay.
years, right, then
Okay.
our economy will become somewhere around 15 trillion or something right now. It is
Hmm.
three, it will become 12 to 15. And 12 to 15 multiply or divided by, let's say, 1.7 million people, 1.7 billion people, then it becomes almost like 50% more than what we have, almost
I see.
6,000. So six
I
thousand
see.
dollar is a pretty good income for anyone. Per capita, it's a very good income.
Yes, sir. So, sir, I think the question session will put a stop to it right now due to the time constraint. And at the end, I would like to thank everyone. So, on behalf of Rajshri Group of Institutions, I, Dr. Ruchin Jain, would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the dignitaries and students present here. And firstly, I would like to thank Professor Dr. Mohan Agrawal, President of Indo-Gulf Association, United Arab Emirates, for taking time out of his busy schedule to join us and share his valuable insight on the growth model. Big thanks to all the dignitaries and faculty members present here, the students who participated. And lastly, I would like to thank everyone who has contributed in different ways to make this webinar, possible. And we look forward for such more, activities and events from your side also, sir. And we'll be in touch. Thank you once again so much, sir.
You very much.
Thank you.
With folded hands, I'm thanking you. I'm
Thank
thanking
you, sir.
everybody whom I'm not able to
Thank you,
see.
sir.
And of course, our wonderful students who are here, that you were able to do it. My request is do not make it one time
Sir,
only. Make it at least
sir, we'll
once
be in touch.
in every 2 months or 3 months. It doesn't have to be with me. I will get you other speakers also from IGMA, from US, from UK to join and do this thing for you. My goal is
Fair enough.
not myself to be there, but to be there with you. And as a result, anytime you feel that you just have to write, Dr. Mohan, this is our budget, this is the need that we have for our American or
Yes.
British, because they will be charging a little bit more.
We understand,
But
sir. We understand.
but I hope you understand that part, that we
Mhm.
need to apply for that thing also. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you again, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.